Hey guys, happy Friday. I hope your weekend is off to a great start. I'm actually filming this video on Wednesday, and it's only a few days ahead of time, but whenever I film one of these videos in advance, there are always like so many releases between when I film it and when I upload it. So I hope I'm not missing anything too crazy, but Brady and I are going out of town for Valentine's Day. We're going to New York City and we're just going to hang out, spend some time together, and I can't wait. So I hope that you guys have a great weekend. But it's actually been a few weeks since I've done a purchase or pass video, and there have been so many new makeup releases, so I'm excited to go through and chat with you guys about them, let you know which ones I'm planning on purchasing. There are a couple that I'm reluctantly passing on, and then some that I'm definitely passing on, so it'll just be fun to chat with you guys. Let me know what you think about these products in the comment section below. I think the majority of them are available now, so I'll link everything below if you guys want to check them out. Okay, let's start with the products that I'm planning on purchasing. ColourPop is releasing BFF liquid liners. These will be available by the time this video goes up, and they're going to be available for $8 each. I kind of feel like they had these ready to go before they released their mascaras, so they could have released them all together, which would have been so convenient for those of us placing an order online. So there are 7 different shades available. These are felt tip smudge proof eyeliners, but not waterproof. So I've actually been wanting colorful liquid liner pens for a long time, and I'm sure there are some out there. I've been meaning to search for like a good option, but I just haven't gotten around to it because I do wear like black winged liner pretty much every single day, which isn't practical for everybody, but I love how it looks when I do my eye makeup, whether I'm doing something a little bit more subtle like today or like a purple smoky eye. I've gotten so much better at it over the years and I just love it. I think it's so much fun, but sometimes black liquid liner gets a little bit boring. So I've been wanting like rich jewel tones, like a purple, a blue, a green. Now they don't have like an emerald green or a deep purple or even a brown, but there are a couple of shades that I want to try. So I'll definitely grab the black one and the navy one, and then the green one is a little bit more subtle, but it still looks pretty and I'm interested in trying it out. I'll probably skip over like the red and the pink and the white because I don't think practically that I really would use those a whole lot, but I think they're really fun. I'm hoping that it works well, and if it does, I'll definitely let you guys know. But if you have any other like colorful liquid liner recommendations, I would love to hear from you guys. I just think that would be a fun way to kind of transform your look without doing anything too difficult. Okay, so Flower Beauty actually released 2 new eyeshadow palettes, and I'm so excited. I'm actually wearing a Flower Beauty palette on my eyes today. It is the Shimmer and Shade eyeshadow palette in Golden Natural. It's like my go-to palette for just like a very simple, warm gold look because it basically comes with browns and gold, so it's very simple, very easy to use. Anyways, because I like the formula so much, I was excited to see that there are new palettes being released. So these are available now at Ulta Beauty for $16.99. Now it's a little bit more expensive for like a drugstore or more affordable brand, but a lot of times Flower Beauty is on sale on Ulta Beauty's website for like buy one, get one half off. I think I've seen them for like 40% off, so I usually just save the products to my Shop Tagger account and wait for a sale. But there are 2 different options. So the one that I really want to purchase is the Sugar Rush palette, which comes with a bunch of beautiful berry tones and a couple of neutrals. It's such a gorgeous palette, and these are like my shades. I love these colors so much, and I'm sure that I have some very similar shades in my collection, but I love the Flower Beauty eyeshadow palette or the eyeshadow formula so much for like day-to-day wear because you can just create such an easy, quick, seamless eye look in just a couple of minutes. I already purchased my palette for February. I got the ColourPop It's My Pleasure palette, which I have been loving. So I'm going to hold off. I might purchase this palette in March, or I might wait. I believe it is a permanent palette, so it's not going anywhere. So I think I'll end up grabbing it eventually, but that one is definitely on my eyeshadow palette list for 2019. They also released the Suns Blazing palette, which is like a super vibrant, warm-toned palette, and it looks really beautiful, but those aren't shades that I wear as often. Okay, so Too Faced is coming out with some new products. We did talk about that interesting collection they just released in my last purchase or pass video, which was like a complete pass for the majority of us, but there are 2 new products that definitely caught my eye. The first one is the new Born This Way powder. It's not available yet. There's not a lot of information out about this product, just kind of like a sneak peek, but it's supposed to be the creamiest, most naturally flawless powder with buildable to full coverage. I am not a Too Faced Born This Way foundation fan. I know a lot of people love that product, but I had some of my worst makeup days wearing that product. My skin looks so bad after a few hours. It looks oily and it just looks like a complete mess. So I don't like the foundation, but I do love the new It's not really new at this point, but the Born This Way concealer, they have two. Like, they have more of a light coverage concealer, but the newest full coverage Born This Way concealer is one of my favorite products. So I'm looking forward to trying the powder. I do love trying new powders, and this one kind of sounds like it could be a powder foundation, which I do think is a fun option. I don't have a lot of powder foundations that I love, so I would love to try out that one. I'll probably wait for more information like price info and like a better description before I commit to it fully, and it's not available yet, but it is something that is on my purchase list. And Too Faced is also releasing skincare. So we don't have a release date for this as well, and they said they were launching a full line of skincare. So I assume this picture is just a sneak peek of one of the products. This is a moisturizer that is made with coconut water, and it's intended to make your makeup look better. I do love trying new moisturizers. I think that's probably one of my favorite skincare products, and that hasn't been the case forever, but more recently, I just find that if you get a good moisturizer and you apply it after you do like your skincare in the morning, your makeup can look and apply so much better. So I'm definitely curious about it. I mean, obviously it's a little bit early to say what I will and won't be purchasing from the entire line because I don't know what type of skincare products they're going to release. And I believe the only skincare product they've ever done has been that weird glow job mask that had like a ton of glitter in it, which didn't really set a good precedent. I think a lot of people are automatically going to write off Too Faced skincare because of that. And I don't really blame them because it's not like they came right on the scene with like a strong skincare release. That was just a terrible one. So I guess we'll see for sure. I am curious to see what products they release. They are known for like very scented products. So we'll see if they kind of tone that down for their skincare products. But I am looking forward to trying that out and seeing what else they release. Okay, so I don't have any products that are on my possibly list this time, but I do have two products that I'm reluctantly passing on. A lot of times when I share a product that I'm not going to buy, I'm like pretty dead set on not buying it, and I'm not really even super tempted by it. But there are two products that I want to buy, but I'm going to exercise some self-restraint and skip over them. The first one is from Fenty. So they released some new products. I think they have liquid lipsticks and then also two highlighters. I'm not going to buy the liquid lipsticks just because I really don't need to purchase any additional liquid lipsticks at this point. So those are like a complete pass for me. But the product that really caught my eye that is still somewhat tempting me is the new Killawatt Freestyle highlighter, and there are two shades. So these are available now. They retail for $34. The one that is really tempting me is the shade What a Brat. It is seriously calling my name. It's such a stunningly beautiful highlighter, and every single picture that I see of it on Instagram, I'm just like drawn to it. But I'm really trying very hard to be a lot more thoughtful about my makeup purchases in 2019. I've only purchased like maybe one or two things since the beginning of January, and I'm not like on a low buy or a no buy, but I'm just trying to exercise some self-restraint when I don't need a product, and I just don't think this is something that I need, even though it is so beautiful. I do think you could wear it as like a blush topper, a highlighter, and eyeshadow. I love shimmery pink blushes, but because I have tried the Fenty highlighter formula, I think it might be a little bit too much as a blush for me personally, just because I feel like it would really emphasize texture and it might not be super flattering on my skin. So I think I'm going to skip it. I am going to skip it. There's also a blue one called Chills, which is really beautiful too, but I know for sure I wouldn't wear that as a highlighter or a blush topper. I might wear it as an eyeshadow, but I wouldn't spend $34 on that one at all. But the shade What a Brat is so beautiful. It's really, really tempting me, but I know that I just don't need it. The other product that I'm reluctantly passing on is the Natasha Denona Bloom Blush and Glow palette. This retails for $55 and it's available now. This is so gorgeous. I think this is such an interesting makeup release. A lot of times when companies do like a blush palette or a blush and highlight palette, it feels very safe and the colors are a little bit more subtle. They're very toned down, but this one is bold while at the same time still being, I guess, wearable for those of us that don't like super intense cheek products. It has some cream products in it and some powder products. So the first reason why I'm not going to buy this is because it does have cream cheek products, and I don't wear a lot of cream cheek products, if any. The closest that I get is like a ColourPop product, and I don't typically buy those anymore, or like I have like the Flower Beauty blush bombs, which I do like, but that formula is so interesting and different that it's not like a typical cream for me. Creams just don't stay on my skin. I have oily skin, and I know some people who have oily skin do like cream cheek products, but I just can't get them to work for me. And I feel like every time I buy one, I waste my money because I end up decluttering it. Because it's Natasha Denona, I'm like, $55 is a great deal. You break it down by blush and it's like a little over like $13 per product. But at the same time, I'm just trying not to buy products that I won't get a lot of use out of. And I did say that I'm pretty much not going to buy a lot of like cheek palettes in 2019 because as a whole, I don't typically reach for them anyways. So I can definitely appreciate how beautiful it is and reluctantly pass on it, but like I said, I won't be buying that. And then I'm going to finish up with two collections. I'm also passing on both of these. So the first one is the Anastasia Spring 2019 collection. This is a limited edition collection that is available now, and I am looking forward to seeing what Anastasia releases in 2019. They said there's a lot coming, and it's definitely been one of my favorite brands in terms of eyeshadow palettes lately. I've been reaching for my Anastasia palettes over everything in my collection. I actually just hit pan on one of my sultry eyeshadows because I've been using that palette so much and I never hit pan on anything. Although I will say Anastasia shadows are a little bit easier to hit pan on because they tend to be a little bit powdery. So anyways, this spring collection is kind of broken down into like a warmer collection and then a cooler collection. But overall, there are two eyeshadow quads, which are $32 each, two metallic liquid lipsticks, which are $20 each, and two holographic lip glosses, which are $16 each. Okay, so for me, I am over metallic liquid lipsticks. I don't know that I ever really got into them. I tried like one or two, but I never found them super flattering on me personally, so I definitely won't be purchasing those. And the lip glosses are really pretty, but I don't need them. I have a lot of lip gloss, and because they're a little bit more colorful, I just don't think practically I would get a lot of use out of them. So when it comes to the eyeshadow quads, these are really pretty, and I can appreciate a quad over a full palette. I think an entire palette is always a nice option, and I love eyeshadow palettes, and it's kind of nice to have the option to purchase 4 shades because you're not as overwhelmed. You might not have a lot of room in your collection for a palette, or you might not want it. So I like that they did something a little bit different and did quads, but at the same time, they're $32 each, and Anastasia palettes are maybe like $10 more. So I'd rather just wait and see what palettes they come out with in 2019. The last collection that I will not be purchasing is the Wet n Wild Rebel Rose collection. This is a limited edition collection that's available now, and I don't know why. I am just not drawn to this at all. Usually there is some aspect of every Wet n Wild collection that kind of pulls me in, that I'm curious about, but I don't know if it's like the packaging, the theme. For some reason, it just doesn't appeal to me. I do like rose products too, which is the weird part. And this collection has like a rose oil, a rose toner, a rose primer serum, a cream blush, eyeshadow quads, a few lip products, and some brushes. The eyeshadow the eyeshadow quads are probably what I would consider the most out of everything, but because I'm limiting myself to one palette per month, I've really had to be more selective about which palettes I think about adding to my collection. So it's kind of been nice because now I can just look at a palette and be like, nope, don't need it. Whereas last year I was like, well, maybe I'll try it. The formula could be fun. I like that shade. That's interesting. But now I'm like a lot more decisive about palettes. So I don't know, like for some reason it just doesn't appeal to me, and I don't want to force it when there are so many makeup releases out there that I just don't feel like I have to have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, whatever you guys are up to, and I'll see you on Sunday with a new video. It's going to be a palette related video, so I can't wait to share that with you, but I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.